Hello and welcome to the Three Mouseketeers. This is the sibling podcast that understands your Disney addiction. I'm Jared.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Emily.
We're going to be talking about some news today. So this is our, news live stream that we're going to do. We're going to talk about a couple articles that we're pretty much excited about that came out the last week, maybe a little bit longer ago, maybe about 2 weeks ago, but it's going to be within the month of January. So there's quite a bit to talk about, actually. I'm kind of surprised. Most of the news has been kind of silent recently until the past couple weeks.
Yeah, there's been a recent influx of things happening, which is good, honestly.
It is, because a lot of it is positive, I would think, which is refreshing after last year.
Yes, for sure. Granted, not everything that has come out has been amazing, but we are seeing some movement in the right direction, and I think that's pretty exciting altogether.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, there's a few things that have been big that have not been great, but everyone knows about that, and we're not really going to talk about them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's not talk about those. Let's keep those in the dark depths where they belong. Yeah. All right, so who wants to go first? Who has a article that they want to talk about? Or not even necessarily an article, but some happenings at Disney.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the Jungle Cruise. So actually just, I think 2 days ago, they released news that the Jungle Cruise is going to be getting an update. And the whole reason behind their update is kind of to make it more like culturally diverse and culturally appropriate. But the ideas that they have for it actually seem really cool to me, and I'm pretty excited about them. I love the Jungle Cruise. It's a classic attraction, but I also feel like it was a tiny bit stale. I don't want to say stale. That might not be the right word, but I don't know. I love it.
You heard it a lot of times, so you wanted something new.
Yeah, and I've just noticed that the people who have, like, maybe people that are just going to Disney for the first time, they really don't understand it. They're kind of just like, this is weird. So I think a little bit of a refresh is good, but it seems like they're still sticking with the same sort of storyline, the same theming with the skippers, and it's definitely, they said that a big thing is that they're keeping the humor, which is good because I love the humor. That's my favorite part of the ride. Some of the things that they're changing, there's a scene where a rhino has chased some explorers up a pole. So all of these explorers are going to have a backstory now, and they're all going to come from different backgrounds, and you're going to kind of get to know about their backgrounds and their different jobs that they're doing. Like one's a bird watcher. So that's pretty cool. There's also a sunken boat that chimps take over, which I thought was funny because if y'all remember earlier this year, one of the Jungle Cruise boats sunk, or not this year, but last year.
Yeah.
One of the Jungle Cruise boats sunk. So I was like, I see what you're doing there, Disney. So I'm actually really excited about these changes. I think it's a nice refresh.
Okay, is The Rock going to be in it?
That was one of the things that I was worried about. I was like, are they, as soon as I heard it, I was like, are they doing this because of the movie? But they're not. It's not going to have any association with the movie.
I mean, they did that with Pirates.
I know.
I know they did, but
Pirates.
I had read in an article, that's not why they're doing this. That's not where they're going with it, which is really good to hear.
And then all of a sudden, The Rock is the skipper in every single...
Yeah. She's an animatronic rock on every boat.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which, I mean, in all honesty, I like Dwayne, so I think...
Yeah, but I love the skippers and each of their unique, like, things that they bring to the table.
The new skipper is going to be a hologram of The Rock.
I would hate that.
Technology. So question, is the refurbishment, is that going to be at Disneyland, Disney World, or both?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Very
Did they
cool.
say when this was going to happen?
I'm skimming the article to see, but I don't know that I saw a date, but things that I've heard are soon. So
I'm guessing if it's just like the actual lines and things that they're saying, that it wouldn't need a lot of change for the actual ride itself.
Yeah, I think that they have some new like animatronics and things that they're putting in, and like I said, the sunken boat and stuff, but
Right.
it's not like a complete remodel, so it shouldn't be too big of a project. I wouldn't
Yeah.
think. I don't know.
Overnight, I mean, Disney makes
Yeah.
magic, right?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, they can have the manpower to do it overnight if they want to. So
They did.
Yeah.
very cool. It'll be interesting to ride it the next time because probably the next time I go, they'll probably already have it done. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious how quick this is going to happen. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I go next month, I definitely have to ride it. So I have a good memory of what it was like and what the new ride is.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, so do me a favor and take the picture of the backside of water, and we got to make sure that the backside of water remains the same.
I don't think
Okay.
the backside of water is going anywhere.
All right. Well, I guess let me get into my first one. My first one is going to be the Disneyland gives the quote unquote legacy pass holders a new title. So this one came right off the heels of them taking away the annual pass holders. So everybody got really upset. I mean, for good reason.
Right.
So there hasn't really been a whole lot that has been talked about legacy pass holders. They're talking about giving like extra perks and better discounts and stuff, but there really hasn't been a whole lot of information.
Right. To me, this just seems like a way to appease the mob of angry previous annual pass holders from Disneyland. So I don't know. Maybe that makes them happy. I mean, I do think it's good that they get to keep their discounts, even though they're canceling their passes, that they still get to use their discounts, which is nice
Yeah.
because that is one of the perks of
Yeah.
having an annual pass is that you get discounts. So it's
Right.
nice that they do still get that.
Well, and from everything that I've seen and heard, the annual passes aren't going away permanently. It's kind of, I mean, this is speculation, but it's kind of just a temporary thing that is just for the current situation that we're in now. And they do plan on bringing them back in the future. I would think would be crazy if they wouldn't bring them back, because that's like Disneyland's biggest thing is their pass
Right.
holders.
Right.
So
And what I read was that they're getting rid of this annual pass holder, this type or whatever, and whenever it comes back, it'll be modified. Now,
yeah,
whether that's better or worse for the annual pass holders, we don't know,
right.
but it won't be the same program that is now.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to
it'll be
go
interesting
out
to
on a
see.
limb and say that I'm not extremely confident in them bringing back the pass holders like they were previously. Just because I
Yeah.
know I've seen a trend. In all honesty, I've seen a trend since the new regime has taken over, and it's not extremely confident in what they're doing. So
But you can't blame that all on him either, because it's also unprecedented times with COVID. Nobody else has ever had to deal with anything like this in Disney's history. So you can't really blame it all on him. Now, it could be all him. I don't know that for a fact, but it's hard to blame him whenever you don't know what's really from him and what's because of the current situation.
right. The thing that I would rebuttal with is that once you take something away, it's so easy for them to say it's never coming back.
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
know. I
So
agree.
even if it's not his fault that things are going away, which I agree with you, it could possibly just be, the times are the times and whatever. But once something goes away, is it really going to be coming back the way that it was before under Chapek? So that's the one concern that I have.
And who's to say, though, if it was Iger, that it would come back the way it was? you can't say that it would.
You can't say it, but I mean, looking at his track record, it the indication is that he is about pinching pennies and saving money for the company where he can. Excuse me, where he can, and I mean, he's the first CEO that has really been about taking things away to save the company money.
Yeah.
Most everybody else has been about creating magic and keeping the magic alive. And it seems like he is more along the lines of, hey, let's keep the magic for Disney
They
in our
also have a
pockets.
park that is totally closed and another park that is only opened at 35%. So he has to save money somewhere.
I know, but
Otherwise,
he was doing it way before. He was doing it way
Yeah.
before this happened.
Yeah, I agree. And also I just think you can only take and take and take so much without giving something else in return before people are just over it, done. Like I'd seen some polls in some Facebook groups and different things that I follow where some people truly are done, like say that they're just not going back anymore, which is sad. So I'm hoping that Disney and the higher ups are seeing these things and they're hearing the feedback from their true, like, lifelong fans, and they're going to start realizing you can't keep taking and taking and taking without giving something in return. And hopefully that's what will happen with these passes. And whenever they do bring them back, I just have my fingers crossed that they're hearing the feedback and that it will be something that's good. So I like to just be positive about that.
Yeah.
but until people in mass numbers stop going, it's not going to change.
I think a lot of
No,
people are already there, though.
I agree with Amanda though. I mean, you see it everywhere. Like people can take things away and do things completely in the wrong decision making process, and people will still go. And as long as people are still going, they'll continue to do what they're doing. So
They still have days at Disney World where they are maxed out at capacity and they've bumped it up to 35%. So until that stops, they're not going to it's not going to change.
yeah,
Eh,
I mean, it's all speculation at this point. I
Yeah.
mean, eventually we will get back to some sort of normalcy, and hopefully we'll see some changes come from Disney, and pass holders will get all their perks back, and hopefully everything will go back to normal. But I guess that's yet to be seen.
Yeah. Well, speaking of getting things back to normal, I want to talk about Blizzard Beach opening up. So that's
Okay,
going to
cool.
open up March 7th. So to me, that is a step in the direction of going back to normal to
mhm.
have one of the water parks opened up again.
Yeah.
I haven't really been to any of the water parks though.
Yes, you
I think I
have.
went to Typhoon Lagoon,
Yes, you did.
and I think that's about it.
Well, there's only two. So there's Typhoon Lagoon or Blizzard
Yeah,
Beach. So you've
yeah.
been to 50% of them.
I've been to 50%, I guess. But
Yeah.
I mean, I went once.
Yeah.
And
But I
and
mean,
look, I love water parks.
yeah.
So
So
I'm surprised
as
I've
of,
only been once.
yeah, tickets have already gone on sale, started going on sale for the parks. They are going to have the limited capacity, but as of right now, you don't have to have a reservation to get into the water park. And you do have to have a mask when you're like going in the entrance and the exit, any of the shops, and whenever you're standing in line for food and things like that. But it looks like you don't have to have a mask when you're in the water, riding the slides. And I'm guessing like walking to the slides, you wouldn't have to wear it because I don't know what you would do with it
Yeah, that's what
whenever.
I was thinking too. Because
Yeah.
I had also seen that their masks, I've seen that they don't want you wearing masks. I think it's probably like a drowning
Yeah,
hazard.
yeah, most definitely.
So they don't
Yeah.
want you wearing them on the slides and in the water and stuff. So I'm assuming, I mean, I don't, you, like Amanda said, you wouldn't have anything to do with them. So
Yeah.
I guess you don't have to wear them in the lines on the slide. I'm sure they'll release more specific details
I'm
before it
sure.
opens, but
they're going to have the lines socially distanced anyway, just like
yeah.
they do in the other parks. They said you still need to maintain your 6 feet distance from everybody, so all the other things that they've implemented in the other parks are still going to be there for the water parks. Just it's a little harder with the masks when you're in the water.
Yeah.
So here's an idea for people who might be going. Go get some Ziploc bags, and whenever you're going on a ride, put your mask in a Ziploc bag so it doesn't get wet. Whenever you get off the ride, put your mask back on, stand in line, have your mask on, take it off, put it in a Ziploc bag, and go on a ride.
Yeah, you could do that, but they're probably also worried about people losing them when they're going down the slides, especially on the ones like I can't remember the name of it. The one that's really steep,
Oh, Summit Plummet. Isn't
Summit
that what
Plummet.
it's called?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Summit Plummet. You could lose that bag when you get down to the bottom, and if it got sucked into the returns for the water or whatever, I mean that could be an issue and really mess up all the plumbing and everything. So you don't want that to happen either.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I would still be kind of weary about going into a park where you don't wear a mask. So
I
Well,
would
you're
go
wearing
tomorrow. I would love to go to Blizzard Beach right now. I'll
March
stay away
7th.
from people and
Yeah.
I'll go
I mean,
down these slides.
We still go to swim class, and you're not wearing masks when you're in swim class. So
Yeah. And then as far as the water goes, like they have so much chlorine in that, nothing's living
Exactly.
in there.
You're right.
I live in there.
Mm,
Not for very long.
yeah.
Not for very long. You're right. Okay, very cool. I mean, I guess it brings us a step to normalcy. Sure.
Yeah. It's opening more things up, which is always nice.
Yeah, definitely a step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. And to keep on with that trend of things moving in the right direction, we heard, I want to say it was like a week ago, that they're going to start bringing back the cast for the Lion King show in Animal Kingdom. I don't know why the name of the show just completely left my mind.
Festival of the Lion
Festival
King.
of the Lion King. Right whenever I was going to say it, it left my mind. Yeah, so they're going to start. That show's been closed because of all of this going on. And now they're starting to bring those cast members back, and that show's going to be opening really soon. And that's really exciting because a lot of cast members are furloughed, and this is just bringing them back to work, which is great for them and great for people visiting the park. That show's amazing. I love that show.
It is.
And the show is going to be different. It's not going to be the full experience. I guess they're having to limit some of the things that they're doing for safety reasons. And you are in I know that spacing as far as seating and stuff is going to be different, but it's still, I think, going to be really cool and it's really exciting. And I'm hoping other live shows at Disney are going to follow suit and start bringing back their cast members and opening soon.
Me too.
Yeah.
And the really good thing to me about Festival of the Lion King opening is that right now there is not very much to do in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
I don't think. That's usually one of my favorite parks. It's usually my favorite park is Animal Kingdom. But when we went, it was just such half of an experience. There was nothing that the kids could ride. So we did the safari and they did the little Triceratops thing, but that's all that they could do there.
Yeah.
So it's really hard when that's usually a kid-centric park that there's not very much for them to do.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that they'll bring back the Finding Nemo musical as well, which is also at Animal Kingdom, because I'm surprised that they're not bringing that back first, honestly, because that's such a big auditorium. It would be really easy to social distance in there. And then on top of that, the stage is at the Festival of the Lion King, the stage is right in the middle of the room, but the Finding Nemo, the stage is actually a stage. So
Yeah. Plus, it's in the dark, so they could wear masks and nobody would even know.
yeah, they already have those big like
Yeah.
costume like puppet
Yeah.
things. Like I'm really surprised. I feel like it's coming soon. I really do.
Yeah.
I guess we
And
shall see.
the Festival of the Lion King, they've been using that area to queue for the safari. And so I don't know how they're going to do that with, the lines.
Yeah, I guess they'll I'm sure they have it figured out. Let's leave that to them.
Yeah.
So I do want to bring up, we do have a couple comments. Amy says that she wants the Ratatouille to open, and
I agree.
I completely agree. And I
Like
can't wait.
in 2 weeks, it needs to open so that it's open whenever I'm there.
Yeah.
Make it happen, Disney. I think it's pretty
Also,
much done. So I don't know. We'll see.
well, Emily's dogs are
I got
chiming
some
in.
dogs protecting my house right now. Sorry about that.
So we have Chris that chimed in as well. I think they're using it as an excuse to do things they already are wanting to do. So this is going back to talking about JPEG and them taking stuff away from annual pass holders, and yeah. So I think Chris could possibly be right, but I guess we'll see whenever the time comes.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess my next thing that I want to talk about is Raya and the Last Dragon. I know that this isn't like news that this is coming out in on March 5th, but one thing that I saw that is kind of news to me, and you guys hadn't heard this either, it was that Raya and the Last Dragon became the first Disney movie made at home.
That
So
is really cool.
yeah, it's pretty exciting. I mean, obviously, due to the times, people couldn't be in an office working together, close quarters. So the animators, whoever was working on the project in production, they took equipment home. They signed out equipment, took it home, and worked from home. So that's pretty cool. It's interesting that they were able to do that.
Yeah. See, I really thought that it took longer to make those animated movies. So I thought this would have started a long time before COVID
Oh, I'm
hit.
sure it
Me
probably
too.
did. I'm sure it probably did, but working through the times that we're in right now, I mean, at some point they had to go home, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess
So,
just finishing up the movie and stuff.
See, I
They
would
yeah.
were
think,
at
yeah,
home.
finishing up, but you said the majority of it was done at home. So that means most of the movie was done in the last year
Yeah.
or
That's
10
what it seemed
months.
like. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is really surprising. Like Em said, I could see it being finishing touches and things like that. I did not expect it to be most of the movie.
Well, I can kind of skim this real quick and just see. At first glance, I'm not seeing anything about when they went home and like how much as a percentage
That's
was
not
done
important.
at home. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting nonetheless because it opens up the opportunity for, you know, a lot of people to work from home possibly on some of
Yeah.
these movies.
Well, I think just in general, a lot of people are starting to see that things can get done with people working at home. So why
Yeah.
have the overhead of big buildings and offices and things when you don't need it?
It's
I
pretty
would like
interesting.
to work from home.
In all honesty, I love working from home, but there was, and this is not Disney related, but there was something that I read not long ago that was saying, hey, we could do 2021 just like we're doing 2020, and people still have their office buildings that they're renting, but let all the employees, like everybody who works in an office, let everybody go home and work remotely and use these buildings as like homeless shelters, which is a pretty interesting concept. But
Some jobs, though, I see the benefit of teamwork and being there in person. Also, I know that if I worked from home, I would become a full-on recluse. So
Hi.
I would like that. I'm not complaining, but it's probably not the best thing.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I
it's
mean,
great.
having
It's
some
amazing. I love it.
human interaction is good.
Yeah.
I have my human interaction whenever people call me and interrupt me during the day.
And every other weekend
Yeah,
when
I
you go to
do
our parents'
have,
house.
yeah, and I do have my kids.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All
so
right.
okay, so once again, March 5th, Ryan the Last Dragon comes out on Disney Plus, premium, premiere, whatever it's called, premiere, I think. And it's also in theaters, but I know a lot of people are just going to watch it from home. So I'm going to
Yeah.
watch it from home.
I will
I'm
probably go to the
excited.
movie theater.
That looks like a really cute movie, so I'm excited for that one to start.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
I'm
too.
really excited. Have you seen the extended trailer that came out?
No. I'll have to
It's
go look
very
that
good.
up.
Go watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. My last little bit of news. This is actually probably the oldest news story we're going to talk about, but I'm really excited about it, so I wanted to mention it. At Disney Springs, there are two new places that I really want to try when we go next month. The first is Gideon's Bakehouse, and Jared has pictures of this. The building itself looks amazing, and I hear that the cookies are phenomenal, but they also have like cakes and things like that and coffee. So I'm very excited to try that. Em said they have a really good coffee, peanut butter coffee. So,
Yeah. I mean, I haven't tried it. I'm not speaking from personal experience, but I've
right.
heard it's delicious.
Yeah. So the thing with the building though is that it's like oddities or whatever, and things are supposed to change like periodically throughout the building. So I think that's really cool and adds a different kind of experience to Disney Springs.
Yeah.
I
There's
am a sucker for oddities, and I do love this interior.
me
Yeah, it's
too.
really cool.
And we have a comment, Jared, if you want to put it up on the screen, because then I have something to touch on. So Chris said the 12-hour wait for cookies, which is true. Whenever they first opened, there was a 12-hour wait, but it's a virtual queue. And
Right.
now the wait times haven't been that long, but there was a 12-hour wait. But you
There
just
was.
go in the morning. So if you're going to be at Disney Springs, or even if you're just staying at Disney and you're going to be at your hotel or whatever, even if it is a couple hour wait, you go in the morning, you put your name on the virtual queue, and they'll text you when to come back. You come back, you maybe wait like 10 minutes to get in, and you get your treats. And so I think lately I've been seeing that the wait is like an hour and a half, stuff like that. So you really can go as soon as you get to Disney Springs, put your name on the list, and then go have lunch, walk around, shop, explore, go back, get your dessert.
Yeah. Now the when it was the 12-hour wait, I believe that's when they did their soft opening.
I
So they
think
were
so
still
too.
working out all the kinks and everything, and it wasn't like a real opening.
Yeah. Well, and I know that they had, even after that, they had several hour waits. But a lot of the people that were going then were like Orlando residents that have been like really excited about this. So it's kind of like everyone in that opening week, like all at once that lived in the area wanting to try
Yeah.
it.
Right.
So I know that there's still long waits, but like I said, virtual queue, like you're not waiting in line that long. So if you're going to be
Yeah.
around anyway, I don't see the harm in putting your name on the list.
And there is another Gideons in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just their second actual location.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This one I think is cooler designed.
It's so cool.
Yeah. The other place I wanted to mention is called Everglazed Donuts and Cold Brew. And they have some really interesting flavors that I would love to try. So, one of them is Oreo Supreme, but the ones that really sound good are Nutella Bella and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So, Those sound amazing. There's also an ube flavored one, which is like a purple sweet potato that they had when we lived in Okinawa.
Yeah,
So
that one's vegan.
really, I'm really
Mhm.
interested in trying that one too to see if it reminds me of Okinawa.
Yeah, that one, it is a vegan donut, and I've heard that it's really, really good.
Yeah. So I'll have to let you know because those probably won't make it back on the plane.
Yeah, I know.
Probably
I'm
not.
Mom, if you're listening, I'm gonna get you to bring me back some Gideon's cookies.
She wants a
So
dozen.
Chris said, plus they had all the seasonal cookies at once.
Yeah, they had some
Yeah.
really
Like,
cool
yeah.
Christmas ones. They had like a good like white angel-y looking one, and then they had one that was a what's the evil Santa dude's name?
The Grinch.
No,
Krampus.
Krampus.
Oh.
They had a Krampus cookie too. So they had some really cool seasonal cookies.
Oh, that's very cool.
The Grinch.
Amy
That's like
asked, "Are they low cal?"
Definitely.
everything at Disney doesn't count for calories, so you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't count calories at Disney.
It's true. It's a rule.
Yeah, I mean when you're walking like
12 miles.
yeah. Like I've seriously walked more than I did running my half marathon in a day. So
Yeah, the iPhones like, track your miles in a day. And literally at the end of one of the days, whenever I was limping back to the bus, I checked and it was over 12 miles for the day.
yeah. So
So
yeah,
a couple
Disney
more comments
calories
coming in.
don't count.
She is watching, Emily.
Thank you.
Also, Chris says negative calories.
Yes.
They are definitely negative calories.
Yep.
It's like eating celery.
Yeah, basically.
Your dad and my dad won't ever leave.
It's true.
So
Probably not.
Amy's dad is our dad's twin brother. Yeah, if calories don't count at Disney, they probably will never leave. You are correct.
I don't think Dad would leave if he didn't have to. He loves Disney just as much as we do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's the reason why we love Disney.
Exactly.
right. So I think oh well, I had something and I just lost it. Okay.
Must have been
Let's
really important.
see. It was very important.
I hate it when that happens.
I know.
Yeah, me too. But that's true. Okay. Yeah, I think that kind of covers it for the news that we've seen.
I
Anything
mean, there's
else?
been a lot of other things that have come
Oh, yeah.
out, but
A
Yeah.
lot. We
But I
just
mean, the
wanted
stuff
to
that we
pick a few of our.
prepared.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
wanted to pick a few of the ones that stood out to us or that were our favorite and we thought were worth discussing.
yeah, I mean, they did announce that there is a new Disney cruise with Adventures by Disney that's going to Antarctica, which I think would be fantastic, but I think it's a little out of my price range. So I didn't think we had to mention that one.
That's very interesting.
Yes. Yeah. It's like for an interior room, like $15,000 per person.
Wow.
That's not so interesting.
So yes, it's a little bit out of my price range.
That's a little pricey.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully, I guess the one person who won the $1 billion lottery can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're probably scared to fly and go on cruises. So
Oh yeah, most definitely.
yeah.
Okay. Well, unless you guys have anything else, I guess we can go ahead and call that an episode. How do you guys feel?
I'm good.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Well, I guess that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for your comments as well. We're happy to have you here on the stream with us. Any final words?
Just have a zippity doo dah day.
And see you real soon.